They always said I'm wrong, but what they doing today? I think they want me gone, but I ain't going away. They told me I was wrong, but look at my ass today. Da 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 da.
Yo YouTube, what's up? I'm Tim. He's AC. He's KJ. This is the NFL final score on the Cash Killing AC Sports Network. About the 35th time we're doing this video because we tried to do it on the camera on his laptop. That didn't work. About 6 times it went into sleep mode. So here we are, KJ. Jump right into recapping the Bears and the
Panthers. Alright, Bears 34, Panthers 29. Cam Newton has a huge game like he's had this year. The season's been big for him. Forte had rushed over for 205 yards. The Bears defense, they had a touchdown. Devin Hester, he had a return for a touchdown. I don't know. I don't think the Panthers should be putting up these kind of numbers against defenses like the Bears, and it's very, very impressive. That's what I think.
Steve Smith is back, man. Over 100, I think 80 yards today on 8 catches. Him and Cam Newton are a lethal combination. He's back in the top 10 receivers. Everyone thought he was done. As it turns out, it looks like it was just the quarterback who was throwing him the ball. Game 2?
Bengals 23, Bills 20. A late field goal pushes the Bengals to come back from an early deficit. I believe they were down 17-3, and that's one of a number of comebacks that happened in these 1 o'clock games. I mean, no one would have thought that the Bills would lose to the Bengals.
Especially me.
Especially with a 17-3 lead.
Yeah, I know.
Especially after coming off.
To allow the Bengals to come back in that type of game, I just don't get it. What do the Bengals have against you that you're going to look at and say, oh, man, they can still come back? I mean, Andy Dalton, I like him, but come on. Cedric Benson. AJ Green had a nice game, and the Bills decide to shit the bed this week and knock me out of my suicide pool, so, hey, whatever works to kill me.
What do you do?
Whatever kills my dreams happens. Titans 31, Browns 13. Despite a huge game from Colt McCoy, over 300 yards passing. I actually think it was over 350 yards passing. Chris Johnson wakes up. Matt Hasselbeck continues to be a steady quarterback in the NFL. And the Titans actually moved to 3-1, and they're actually looking like a potential contender with the Colts down this year. The Jaguars, let's be honest, are not a very good team.
It's just really them and the Texans.
It doesn't take much to be a contender in that division.
Yeah, if the Texans falter late in this season, maybe the Titans are the team that makes a run, or maybe they win a wild card berth. I doubt either, but we'll have to see what happens.
Alright, game 4. The Chiefs, they scored 22 and beat the Vikings 17. Dwayne Bowe had a monster game. He had over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown. He helped me out in fantasy this week. The Vikings are 0-4 now this season. What do you do?
What do you do? You are going to lose the game. I mean, Donovan McNabb has not looked good at all. He is not going to win. Let me put it this way. I don't know if it's time for Christian Ponder because I don't know if he's ready, but I sure as hell don't think Donovan McNabb is ready at all right now. Donovan McNabb has not looked good. This was his best game. What do you throw for? Maybe 200 yards?
If that.
Yeah, he just has not looked good. He's done. I've said that last year, and I said it this year. He was a very good quarterback in his day, at some points great, could never win in the clutch, and he's done now. Adrian Peterson has a small game, and if Adrian Peterson has a small game, as we've seen so far this year,
the team has a small game.
The Vikings are not going to win. It's as simple as that.
Speaking of awful teams, the Redskins beat the Rams 17-10. Ryan Terrain has a pretty decent game. I think that's his first big game of the year. It might be his first game that he played in the year. I forget. But it moves the Redskins to 3-1 atop the NFC East. Everyone saw that coming.
Oh, yeah.
And
they're the dream team in this division.
Oh, yeah. Rex Grossman is their quarterback.
Sexy Rexy. Man, they just put
How about
the team
them Rams?
on his back.
Dude, they're mowing. They're mowing.
I mean, the Rams, I'm disappointed. A lot of people picked them to win the division. I thought it'd be a slow year with the new offensive coordinator and everything. But, man, to be 0-4, I didn't think they'd be this bad. And they're right on their way to getting a top 2 or 3 pick, if not the number 1 pick. Obviously, they're not going to take Andrew Luck, but that could be a very valuable pick if someone decides to trade up. When you're in week 4 and that's what you're hoping for, normally not a good season.
No.
Saints 23, Jags 10. Jimmy Graham stays hot for this Saints team. Drew Brees doesn't have a great game, but again, I said the Jaguars would be 6-10 at the beginning of the year. The Jaguars Nation killed me, and
shot you in the foot.
What are they now? 0-3 or 0-4 or 1-3? One of the two. I'm not Plexico Burst. So nothing shot me in the foot. I mean, I don't know.
That was the thigh. That was the thigh.
Okay, well, same thing. Who shoots himself in the? People.
Who goes to jail for shooting themselves?
All right. In the next game, the Texans beat the Steelers 17-10. Foster had a huge game. He needed this. He really needed this. He pushed the Texans to beat the Steelers. I don't know. This game was just... I saw the Texans come out and start, and they got a nice touchdown in the beginning. I thought it was going to be such an explosive, high-scoring game, and it really wasn't. Not much happened on the in-between from the beginning to the end.
It fizzled out.
Yeah, and at 2-2, the Steelers are just the disappointment so far. KJ's a Steelers fan.
Yeah.
We're both Eagles fans.
So we're no strangers to disappointment this season.
Yeah, or any. With Andy Reid as the head coach, you get used to disappointment, especially in the big game. The Steelers, hey, I'll take what the Steelers do. It seems like one year they're in a down season, the next year they go win the Super Bowl, at least go to the Super Bowl, and maybe this is their down year. I kind of doubt that. I still think this is a 10 or 11 win team at worst. Yeah. I think they're the best team in that division. I don't think record's going to show it at this point, especially at the end of the season. But if you ask me a playoff game, Rams or Ravens or Steelers, I'm taking the Steelers.
They get it done in the postseason.
Until Joe Flacco proves to me that he can beat the Steelers, I still view the Steelers as the team in that division.
Lions 34, Cowboys 30. Tony Romo gets it done in the clutch again.
Putting the team on his back.
And the Lions come back from a 20-point deficit.
I mean, I picked the Lions to win a close game, and I'm looking at halftime like, what a dumbass was I. And then they come back and win this game, and the NFC East is a joke right now. Let's put it at that. The Giants are an 8-8 team in most divisions, maybe 9-7.
The Cowboys
are a 7-9, 8-8 team. The Redskins are a 2-14 team, or at least we thought. It appears now that they're a 14-2 team.
What do?
What you are going to lose a game unless you play somebody in the NFC East, and then hey man, you can just get a 20-point lead or get down by 20 points and then come back.
Speaking of losing the game,
hey, if your team's Detroit or the Buffalo Bills, you can do it.
Or the San Francisco 69ers who come back. The Eagles blow a 17-point lead. Michael Vick almost gets his head knocked off for the third straight game. I'm so sick of watching Andy Reid. No linebackers, doesn't know how to run the ball. And you can blame the defense and a disappointing secondary that features Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, Asante Samuel, and Nnamdi Asomugha.
That takes guts to say. Disappointing secondary featuring all that talent.
You can try and pin that all on what the hell is the defense? Juan Castillo. But then you think, oh wait, there were defensive people out there. And Andy Reid decided to go ahead and make his offensive line coach his defensive coordinator. That wouldn't happen in Pee Wee football, let alone the National Football League.
Who also decided to base their linebacking core around Casey Matthews.
Or Jamar Chaney, or Moses Foku. We are just...
Moses, F you.
We are just the plethora. If you want a linebacker, you come to Philly. We got them all here. We got Jamar Chaney. We got Moses.
So much experience.
I mean,
raw talent.
We give
raw talent. You talk about the offensive line, right?
Oh man, Danny Watkins, first round pick. Really, just coming up big right now. I told you he was going to be a bust. Should have taken Gabe Karimi.
What's he, 63?
No, he hasn't even gone on the field yet. Once. He's dressed for one game.
63 years old.
And then we got offensive line number 69 getting called every single time.
Okay, 71.
Yeah. No, there's a 69 on the offensive line. I don't even try and learn their names anymore because the only thing you see them do is they suck for 1 year, they become a backup, then they bring in some other guy that sucks worse, and then he gets injured, and then the shittier guy comes back in. And then, I mean, look, King Dunlap had a huge game today on that punt block.
Field goal block.
If they ever call him the king on national television, people get mad when they call LeBron James the king. When you call King Dunlap the king, that is when you really have to reevaluate what king is.
You need to make the boundaries, and when you cross that line, well, that's a fine line. That's a violation.
That is a fine line.
That's a violation.
And then it's a fine line for the Bills to lose to the Bengals. The Chiefs are 1-3 and the Vikings are 0-4 right now.
Okay, if the Saints want to beat the Jags today, I think that I just wouldn't do this anymore.
I think I'd stop watching football.
I would stop.
I'm considering the idea because you got the MLB, which is good, and then everything else basically sucks because the NBA, it's like 3 teams that have a chance, and then
this is just not an exciting year.
Yeah, this NFL season has really. It's not just because our teams suck. It's because the whole product across the NFL has just sucked. When you got, with all due respect, the Bills are 3-1, the Redskins are 3-1,
the Raiders are 2-1.
Yeah, the Raiders and the Raiders are in a huge game playing the Patriots. They'll probably win. Tom Brady will probably throw 6 picks, and then nothing will be right in the world.
And then they'll get 3 like punt returns for touchdowns or something.
TJ Ford, baby.
Next week, and next week, King Dunlap's going to be returning the kicks and punts for the Eagles too. Nothing is right in the football balance, but no matter what, we say screw football. Go watch the MLB playoffs because that's what we're about to do. Go Phillies!
Phillies!
Screw Andy Reid. You're fat-ass loser.
Slob!
I hope you hear this. Lay off the Twinkies / McNuggets / everything.
And the devil cakes!
We'll see you later.
Run, go tell your mammy I'm mean on the mic like Kanye at the Grammys. I gotta sell, listen, understand me. Everything in barcode, go ahead and scan me. Is the beat there yet?